Welcome to another edition of the International Sunday School Lesson. Today's lesson is for July the 13th, 2025. It's entitled, Lord of the Sabbath. The lesson today focuses on the tension between the Lord and the hyper-conservatives of the day called the Pharisees. The Pharisees were legalists who twisted the rules of God to the point of ridiculous. Matthew 12, 1 and 2. At that time, Jesus went through the grain fields on the Sabbath. His disciples were hungry and began to pick some heads of grain and eat them. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to him, "Look, your disciples are doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath." Jesus and his disciples didn't have a lot of money or resources. We see that they were eating from the grain field as they walked through it. This was only allowed for poor people. Matthew 12, 3 and 4. He answered, "Haven't you read what David did when he and his companions were hungry? He entered the house of God, and he and his companions ate the consecrated bread, which is not lawful for them to do, but only for the priest." David was running from King Saul in the story that Jesus referenced. The bread that was in the temple was specifically designated for the priest. However, David and his men were very hungry and in a very bad spot, so they were given some of the bread normally only designated for the priest. Matthew 12, 5 and 6. Or haven't you read in the law that the priest on Sabbath duty in the temple desecrate the Sabbath and yet are innocent? I tell you that something greater than the temple is here. This is letting them know that he is the Messiah. He states that he is greater than the temple. Only the Messiah would be greater than the temple. That assertion is probably what triggered the deep anger demonstrated by the Pharisees. The ones there started to look for a way to kill him. Matthew 12, 7 and 8. If you had known what these words mean, "I desire mercy, not sacrifice," you would not have condemned the innocent, for the Son of Man is Lord of the Sabbath. What a great truth. It's something that all of us need to put in our hearts as we go through life. Adhering to minor rules is not as important as showing mercy and concern for those around us. Showing love is the most important part of being a Christian. That's what Jesus is saying here. Adhering to a tradition is nothing compared to loving folks and stopping hunger. Couple of concluding thoughts. First, resisting sin is important. We should not live any way we want. But there are a lot of things that folks have thought as sin only because of cultural ideas. We should avoid preaching against things that we cannot find a clear verse in the Bible that condemns it. Don't be like the Pharisees and make up your own rules. Second, showing love is the most important discipline in Christianity. Be very concerned about the welfare of others. Well, friends, good Lord willing, I'll be back with you next weekend.